In game. All right. Should be working. I need to on the screen. Should be working now.
Still can't see it.
What? Still nothing? Wait.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, it's working for me on YouTube. So it might be your end that it's not working. Because I can see it. I can see it online. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna put it in intermission. Intermission, where are you? This. My big face on the screen. Woo woo. Still nothing?
Still can't see you.
What? But I can see myself. Refresh it.
Can you see me?
No, it's on YouTube, eh? It's on YouTube, eh? I'm trying to put everything in order. Give me a second. I need to share it to too many things. Okay. I think... yes, I can see your face, Michael. I can see your face. But I don't need to see your face. I already have too many screens open right now. Hold on. I'm lost. Where's my... oh my god. I can't even see how many people are in this. But okay. Let's start what we're doing, and we'll see who else is popping in, and yeah. Let's get into it. So for the people that are new to this setup that I'm doing, is I try to do once a month a live stream on my YouTube channel. But on the other hand, you can also follow in on my Discord, where you can join the conversation. And if you don't feel comfortable talking, you can just chat in the Discord, and I'll try to read up on the Discord. Or you can just give all your opinions in the YouTube chat. Like if you watch the video, on the right you have your chat screen where you can just type in your questions. And I like to have as much conversation as possible. This is not scripted. Well, I have a small script on what I want to talk about, but if we don't come to that, that's totally fine, because I have a subject that I want to talk about this evening, and I want to interact with the people and hear opinions. Usually it's about the video that I already uploaded on my YouTube channel. It's not always the latest video. It's a video that I uploaded one time, and I felt like I wanted to have a conversation with other people about that. So that's what I do on those live stream session, Discord / whatever. So if you want to join in, I'm gonna give the Discord link for the new people. Hold on, I'm trying to find it in all the millions of tabs that I have open, and I'm gonna post it in the YouTube thingy. So if you want to join in, join the Discord, and if you want to join the voice, go to the bottom and there is a voice channel for Discord live stream, and that is the channel that we're using right now. Yeah, so the topic for today is starting with Airsoft. Hey Bart. Hey, what? Okay, there it is. The topic of today is, I got confused a little bit. Why? Because I'm watching it on my screen. I see the YouTube thingy, and the chat is behind of what I'm seeing on the screen. So that was a little bit weird. But I'm all focused right now again. So the topic of today is starting with Airsoft. and in specific the rifle. And why that is something that is important, because it's something that not as is well known for a lot of people. So hi Bart. And it was a hard one to make a video about, because there was a lot of things that people tell you when you have to buy a rifle. Well, mostly they just say buy that rifle, but in a lot of opinions or a lot of cases, that's not the right rifle for you. And especially because a lot of things changed during the years that I have been playing. Rifles have changed, the type of rifles have changed, the type of play has changed. So yeah, there is a lot of factors to be considering. So I have a question for you, the people that are watching this and are interacting with the live stream. Michael, is if you can let me know in the chat or in the Discord, what was your first rifle that you bought and why? And then I want to interact with that to see, yeah, just to hear why you bought a rifle, your first rifle. Like I can start, or I can wait a little bit with it, but whatever. That's one of the things that I want to talk about this evening. Another thing that I want to talk about is the different classes of rifles that you have, what you can choose from, what is the difference between them. That's like some basic stuff that I want to talk to you about. Then I'm going to talk about a graph that I made in the video. If you haven't seen the video, it's on my channel and it's called How to Start with Airsoft the Rifle. It's a 6-minute video talking about something special while you have to choose a rifle. And there are a few things that I want to say about that graph. And then I want to tell you why is the distance that your rifle can shoot is important for you having fun playing Airsoft. And then the last thing is why I will tell you what rifle I think, in my opinion, is the best to start off with your Airsoft thing that you do. And you will notice that the rifle that I will recommend is not the rifle that was my first rifle, but I will explain you why. And that's why it's important that I want to hear from people why they bought that rifle. Was it because they were they played a video game, they liked that rifle? Was it because friends used that rifle and they liked it? Or was it because of a movie? Like, any reason is a good reason to get into Airsoft and get your first rifle. So maybe let's start off with my first rifle and why I bought it. And we got, we got the first one, like Hugh. Your first rifle was Umarex RX 160 Pro line, just out, and he liked the look. So I'm gonna change the screen so we can follow a little bit to the rifles that are coming in. Hold on, I'm gonna have to find the right tab again, and we're gonna make my face a little bit smaller in game. There we go. And now I'm gonna put it ready. Hold on, we're getting there. So they don't know the rifle. Okay, you're gonna know. No worries. Where is the other one now? Oh my god, the tabs. Okay, we got the second one incoming. Michael, that's yours. We're gonna talk about the first one first. Where is this, the chat thingy? Yes, there it is. Okay, I need to disable the one thing, background. There we go. So the first one is the Umarex RRX 160 Pro line. Let's just, because then we know what we're talking about. And that is a weird one. That's a weird one. So I really like that. The first one that we start off with is something special, something that we don't see a lot. And I can understand why you chose that one. And you tell it like you chose that because of the looks. So yeah, I actually haven't seen that one ever. So that's really nice that people get rifles that are something special. Amazing. Italian battle rifle, very ergonomic. And did you buy it because you have Italian roots, or was it because somebody showed it to you? Because this is something that I'd never seen. Or did you went to a store and you saw it like, this is an amazing rifle? So yeah, that's a really interesting story. I didn't expect like this one to start off with, but amazing, amazing. So yeah, I'm happy to know more about it. But let's continue to the next one, and that is Michael. And I'm not surprised it's a Tokimari, by the way. Tokimari Scar L Next Gen Zoo. That's what color, Michael? Let's take the tan one. Wait, that's the light. That's okay. No, just the looks. It was out and a lot of reviews, probably 6 years. Oh, that's cool. And I'm gonna continue that conversation here in a second. Michael chose the Tokimari Scar Light because he wanted something else than an M4. But you wanted to have the M4 magazine platform, or did you like black? Okay, sorry, I will take the black one. There you go, the black one. And then you got the long barrel version and the short barrel version. That doesn't really like it's a well. I hit my microphone. Sorry about that. It's a Scar, and that's a pretty good rifle to start off with. It's not a cheap one, but it's a decent rifle to start off with. So that hi Bolia, welcome to the party. Like we ask people what was their first rifle and why they chose that rifle. So put your first rifle in here, and I got one more to go, and then we're gonna see what one was mine and why, and it's funny. So Michael got the Scar, and then hi Finnan, and then we go for Bart, and that's really interesting, but because Bart has he's quite new in Airsoft, but he got quite a collection of really nice rifles. So I didn't even know that's Anuba. That's not the thing that we're looking for. That's not the thing. I think it's Amuba, right? Amuba 013 Airsoft. Is it the one? Okay. It's interesting to see that the first three rifles that people showed us are all M4 magazine platforms. Like, I'm not saying that they are M4, but they have the same magazine, or they are AEGs with that same type of magazine. What is really interesting, and yeah, really interesting. So now we don't have any more rifles to talk about. Hold on, it's easier because it has M4 max. We can easily swap webs. Yes, that's true. And was it one of the reasons why you bought that one, or was it just it was convenient afterwards? And now we're gonna see what my rifle was. Like, this was my first rifle, the Black Eagle M6 sniper rifle. Yeah. The only thing I can say about it is that I discovered Airsoft 16 years ago now, and this was the cheapest rifle they had, and I had no idea what to do with it, and it was around 85 euros or something, and there was not that much choice in that time, except if you want to go like really, really expensive. And yeah, this was my first rifle that I bought. I bought a scope for it, and I had a lot of fun with it. I even upgraded it. It was a really, really weird story. But I still have that rifle laying around. And the funny thing is that sniper rifles are not the easy rifles to start off with. But yeah, who was I to know? Because there was not that much thing going on about Airsoft. So yeah, sniper rifle as my first rifle. And if I talk to people, this is something that I will always tell: don't go for the sniper rifle. So yeah, I did it. I'm with all those information. Oh, you bought the mold. Oh, that's really nice. That's okay. Then you can swap your mags. That's a really good choice of buying a rifle. You buy it in group so you can swap the magazines. So that's a really, those are all reasons why to buy a certain rifle. The reason that I want to talk to you about today is, let's switch to this one, and I have to take my tablet thingy. Is, oh man, I need a bigger desk. Need more screens. Need a bigger desk. Need a different color. Let's go for black. Is, in my opinion, one of the most important. Oh, I still have the thing on. Clear. One of the most important things for me when you buy a rifle to keep you going in the game, like if you're a new guy, is the distance. Oh, I know my handwriting sucks. And the distance of your rifle is really, really important. And I already am going ahead of myself. Hold on, because I have a schedule and I'm not following that schedule. I already, like, I forgot the first step, and I gave you what I was going to tell you, and I didn't do it. Okay, you got a few different classes, so hold on. We get to the distance in a second. Okay, I'm gonna scratch it. Oh, sorry about the confusion. We got a few different types of rifles, and we already saw a few. Like we saw the standard rifle. That's the Amoeba, the Beretta one, the Scar. Those are simple, normal rifles. You also got the SMGs. That's the submachine gun type. That's the MP5, the MP7, the MP9, the Cobra. You got a few like the smaller pistol type machine guns. Then you got the sniper rifle, the one that I bought. Besides that, you got the shotgun. You can also buy pistols, and then you got the DMR. That's something in between a rifle and a sniper rifle. So those are different platforms where you can start off with. And I don't recommend all platforms to start to buy that when you start playing Airsoft, because not all platforms are easy to start off with. And at the end of if you saw the video, you already know what I recommend. But for the people that are in the live stream now, where we're going to talk about it, I really want to hear your opinion. If I am wrong or whatever, you can always say that you have a different opinion and you want to discuss that. I'm open for this, and this is why I do those live streams, because my opinion isn't the right one, but I want to know what your opinion is. And sometimes on YouTube, it's not always easy to get that conversation going. And that's why I want to do those live streams. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that. You also got the light machine guns or the heavy machine guns, but in most cases, the heavy and light machine guns fall under the same class. Like the heavy machine guns that we're talking about, the MAG, the RPK, is that yeah, that's a heavy machine gun. That's depending on the bullet type that it uses in real life. Besides that, you also have the light machine guns, like the M249, and some other box mag fed machine guns. I think the Crytek has one, and there are a few other ones. But that's a good point. I forgot the machine guns. Let's call them machine guns. Those are fun to start off with, but they are not easy. They also have special things. Let's go back to my schedule so I don't forget a step. So the next step in my schedule is the graph, and this is where I wanted to come to. I'm gonna open it up on my screen so I know that I don't forget stuff, and sometimes that's my problem. I get distracted a lot. Sometimes it's good that I don't always read the chat, because then I got really distracted. But that's totally fine. We're here to talk. Let me see if there are any comments. And nope, on the Discord, but nope. Okay, we can continue, because I don't want to miss the things on the Discord, because I say if you put it on the Discord, you can follow with what we're doing here on stream. So now I'm going to tell you why, in my opinion, that the distance is one of the important factors that you, if you buy a gun, that you have to be aware of. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? Here is my chat. Okay, gonna move it up here. I think you can follow. I'm just gonna check if everything is working fine, and it looks that it's working fine. Okie dokie. And now I have to do undo this. Yes, there we go. That was an easy undo. Yes, I know sometimes it's chaotic, but here we go. Like, the distance is, for me, a frustration meter. And I talked about it in the video. You got a graph where, well, you got an X and a Y. I tried to visualize as much as possible. And the Y-axis, that's your frustration. But in the video, I also call it the difficulty. But I changed that to frustration, because the harder it gets, no giggity, the harder it gets, the more frustration that the player will have during his time of playing. Like, you can play games in the first hour, everything will be fine. The more you play, the more frustration that will build up, because you got a more difficult rifle to play with. And the easier it, or the faster it will be that you will just drop Airsoft, because you got frustrated so many times and you will stop playing. And that's the Y-axis. And on the X-axis, we got the distance. And this goes from 0 to 10. I'm not going to divide it completely. And this, let's take 100 meters. This is 50. This is 25, 30. Yeah, something like that. And the graph, that if you buy a rifle, the graph will go like this. It will be something like this. What means that the closer the distance that you have to play or have to shoot your opponent, because that's the distance that we're talking about. That's the distance where you can engage your target. That's the effective range of your rifle. And before we go any further, I might explain you what I mean with the effective range. And please interrupt me if I'm saying something wrong, because like, this is something that came into my head, and this is how I see things. But the problem is, if I see things a certain way, sometimes I get stuck in that. And then it's really interesting to get a conversation going about what is stuck in my head. So if you go to a shop and you talk about the range of a rifle, what are you talking about? Are you talking about how far your BB flies until it has no energy anymore? Or are you talking about the range that you can shoot a target and know if you shoot that target in the distance that you will hit it like a target? For me, I don't really care how far my gun will shoot the BB, because I want to know where my BB is flying and where I will hit the target. And that is the effective range of my rifle. So if I go to a store and I want to hit people or targets, depending on what you want to shoot on a range of 30 meters, that's the effective range that the rifle has to have. That means that the range of that rifle will be far beyond that, well, far, depending on how far your BB will flow. But it doesn't really matter, because you have no idea what the BB will do after that range unless you are really familiar with your rifle. So that's why your sniper rifles are harder to shoot with on longer distances. But if you want an effective range, if you have your red dot on that target and you want to hit that target, that's your effective range. So we're talking about that range or distance that your rifle can shoot with. So the shorter the distance that your rifle can shoot, like if your rifle can shoot 2 meters, you will have a lot of problems shooting people. Why? Because usually they're not in that distance. Like the players are not in your 2 meter distance, or unless you are in their rear or you can come from the corner. So it's really important that what you do, your tactics, are really important. On the way you play is really important in the first meters. Like, it doesn't really matter how good your rifle shoots. 2 meters, it will mostly be you having to have a good way of moving or have a good eye on the field. And that's the hard part in this. If you don't know how to play, or you don't know how to get behind people, or you don't know how to be silent, you will be really frustrated. And the closer it is, like if we're talking here, I'm going to change color. Like this is point blank. Like if you want to put your hand on his shoulder or tap his head, that's not easy. It happens, but it's not easy if you want to play a complete game like this. So the further the distance, the less frustration you will have. Like if that is your only option to play in that 1 meter distance, you will get, it's not easy and you get frustrated. So that's why the difficulty is high, the frustration level is high. The longer the distance, so here we're talking about 20 meters. That's okay. 20 meters, you can shoot people. You can shoot them really effectively 20 meters distance. Like this is usually my engagement distance, 20 meters. If I play with a shotgun, that's my engagement distance. It's not easy because usually people will shoot further than you, but it's a good distance. And you can see it's, well, maybe like, yeah, the frustration, like it was a fast graph. Maybe it would be like a little bit like this. Okay. So it's a bit here. Are we still following? Because I'm just rambling. Am I still? I don't know. Just interrupt me if I'm doing something wrong. Also, before I forget, if you want to interact after the video, just go to the Discord and you can just interact on the Discord channel. About this, there is always a channel that is available for the live stream sessions where we can talk about the things that I was talking about during the live stream. So this is the 4th live stream that we're doing. So there are already 4 channels available where we can keep talking about the topics that I have the live stream about. That was a quick side note. Where was I? And now I got. Hey Thor, how you doing? Because you talked here, what was your first rifle that you bought, and why did you buy it? We had a few already, and I'm really interested in why people buy a rifle and what rifle it was. And now we're talking about the distance of a rifle and the effective range of a rifle. So then we come to, let's take, oh, not blue, maybe black, yes. And then we go to the other difficult part of the graph, and that is the further your target is away from you, even if your effective range is 100 meter, it will not be easy to shoot that target at 100 meter and hit it. Well, it's easy to shoot it, but it's not easy to hit it constantly, because we got time. If you shoot, your BB is flying over time. So that means that a lot of things can happen while your BB is in flight. The person can move, the wind can change, a lot of things can happen. Another thing is that, oh my God, the writing gets worse and worse. Another thing is that the speed, that's basically the thing that I said. If the person is moving on a certain speed, that speed can change. You also have to calculate for the speed that the player is running. If the player is running and you are further away, you have to calculate more to shoot before it, in front of the player, not before the player. Hey, John, what was your first rifle that you bought and why did you buy it? So that's another difficulty that you have to take in mind. Another one is the further the distance, the more wind you will have. That will also affect the BB. So there's a lot of in this category. So the further your target that you want to engage is, the more knowledge that you will need and the more experience that you will need to get that shot on target. So that's why the difficulty is really high, up to 100 meters, and it increases really, really fast. Like shooting targets at 60 meters while they're moving is not easy. It's not easy, and I would suggest try to avoid it in the beginning because it's not easy. And for a lot of people that have been playing for a really long time or just have been playing for a while, they know that shooting targets at a distance is not easy because we're playing with a small projectile that is moving not the fastest, and it's get affected by a lot of factors. Okay, we got a new gun. Crytek Trident Mk2. Okay, let's open this up. So we got the Crytek Trident Mk2 SPR. Much every influencer I watched at the time was pimping it out. Okay, right, we got it. That is an interesting platform. It looks, yeah, I understand why a lot of influencers are pimping it out. It crapped out during my first game, and even after fixed by Crytek, it was still cursed, so I gave it away. Okay, that's a whole different reason to buy a platform. And were they specifically doing stuff with this rifle, or were they doing something with this platform, like specific that Crytek or another brand that looked the same? And while we wait for that answer, we will go to the next one, and that's the MEN4. Wait. MEN4GG, is that the specifically Crytek? Okay, Thor, can you send me a link to your rifle, because you sent me 1, 2, 3, 4 rifles. N4G&G, is that? I have no idea. Well, hold on, so we can. Okay, Thor is going to send me a link to his rifle so we can watch it here. And now we go back to the graph. Let me check if I didn't forget anything about the graph. Frustration and difficulty, check. Tactics, check. Distance, check. Okay, I forgot a few things on the why it's hard to the longer the distance is, because the further you have to shoot, the more you have to get acquainted with how your hop-up works. And you also will have to compensate on how your hop-up is working, because if you shoot, you will you will over hop a bit. And if you want to shoot a longer distance, and for example you want to shoot at 70 meters, a lot of rifles you will have to over hop and they will hit on target because it's a light BB. And then you also have to take into account that drop. So that's hop and drop are a little bit connected to each other. Because the further you shoot, the more your BB will drop. So you'll have to know your rifle much more than if you want to shoot in what I call. I'm going to take a different color for that. Not blue. We already got blue. Let's take orange. Orange is a great color, I think. Yes. So this area is what I call the hot zone. And this is where the easier shots are getting done. And this is why and where you should, as a beginner, try to engage targets at, because that's, maybe I'll have to add the distances. That's 20 to about 40 meters max. Hold on, GNG, CM. Okay. Thor send me meant Rob. Hold on, this should be now showing on the tab. This Trident, that's John's gun. GNG CM16 Raider Light. Okay, I see another M4 type rifle. That's a combat machine. Those are pretty good. Those are really good beginner rifles. I used the combat machine a few times, and those are really, really well. But it's, yeah, that, like, there is something interesting. Like, I asked 6 people now, and most of them all bought a rifle. There is only one dumb person. I don't call myself dumb. Did I just call myself dumb? Okay. There's one person that bought a sniper rifle as his first rifle. But all the others, they went with the standard rifle to start off with. What is really interesting, because if you read any bigger Facebook group or channel or whatever, all the beginners, they ask, I want to start playing Airsoft, what sniper should I buy? Or I want to start playing Airsoft, I think I'm going to buy a sniper, what sniper do I need to buy? So that's really confusing, because I thought that we would have more different types of rifles or platforms. Let's call it, yeah, not rifles, but that we would have more different platforms. So that I'm a bit confused that we have like 5 rifles and 1 sniper rifle. Yeah, it's not what I expected, but yeah, that's what I like about doing those discords, live stream discords, because what we see on the social media is not the interpretation of what most airsofters do. It's just people asking questions. So yeah, interesting. So I will keep asking if new persons are new. Oh my God, English is getting hard now. Every time that new people are joining in the chat and they say hi, I'm gonna ask them what rifle they are using, so we can keep the score on what type of rifle that is coming in, what type of platform is coming in. So if you are still in the chat and you haven't said hi, just say hi so I can talk to you, and I will ask you the same question that I asked every other person. If you don't have a rifle yet, you can also say hi. Just say hi, I'm new, I don't have a rifle. Unfortunately, it's because typical YouTube snipers. Yes, but the people that bought rifles that are in this chat here, they also know about those YouTube channels, YouTube sniper channels. So that's why I'm a bit confused. I know in the beginning when I start playing Airsoft, you don't have those YouTube channels, sniper channels, and I bought a sniper rifle, and now you have those channels, and all the people that we have asked the question didn't buy a sniper rifle as a first one. So yeah, interesting, really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue with the graph. Got a little bit distracted, but that's totally fine. That's why I love those live stream sessions. We have the time. On a YouTube video, everything has to be as short as possible. Okay, I try not to talk too much here, but we can like go on sidetracks. And on a YouTube video, I have to stick to the thing that I want to say. Otherwise, the video will be hours and hours and hours, and nobody will watch that. But here we can go a little bit further, and this is like the extension of my videos, and that's what I want to do. I want to talk to people about Airsoft. And for the people that know me, know that I like to talk about Airsoft and just anything. So we're talking about the hot zone, and it's just the name that I gave to it. It's the hot zone because this is the area where the beginners should operate in, like 20 to 40 meters. I think that's a really good distance. Most engagements on airsoft fields that are effective, like not, oh, there might be somebody there, let's just suppress him, and you accidentally hit him with one of your 1,000 BBs that you shot at him. Like, no, you see people, you see a person running, you shoot at him and you hit him. Most of those engagements happen within 20 to 40 meters. Maybe I have to mention that I'm talking about outside fields. Like, I'm indoor, you're closer together. It's not. Okay, I didn't mention that. Okay, We're talking about outside playing because indoor is a little bit difficult to take in this account because you take a lot of corners and yeah, it's much faster. But the engagement of people in a woodland or bigger area environment happens between 20 to 40 meters, and that you feel comfortable with that shot that you took and that you actually hit the person. So that's why I call it a hot zone. And this is where the yeah, if I play and I shoot people in that range, I'm always pretty sure that I'm gonna hit them. I also have a video about that. So that's why I think this is the best zone where new people should engage. Because one, I don't think they will be getting closer within 20 meters while they play in a woodland area. And if they try to shoot people beyond that distance, yeah, they might think they hit it, but the BB is going places where they don't, yeah, they don't think where it's going. And that's why Michael mentioned the LMGs. That's my job with the LMG, shooting 1,000 BBs and hit one person. And that's totally right. And maybe I have to make a video about the different classes that there are and what their role is on the battlefield. Because an LMG is not, in my opinion, is not to hit people. It's to have a supportive role for your team. And that's why I like to play support. I don't really care if I hit the person. If the person is keeping his head down while my teammates are flanking him from all other directions, yeah, I'm doing a good job, and I really don't care if I hit that person. If one of my teammates can hit him from the flanks or by moving up while I'm suppressing the dude or girl, yeah, then I'm happy. I think I have an assist on that kill. We all know that Airsoft is a bit of video gaming, but in real life, yes, I can say that. So you can have an assist. I think you don't have to hit him. Yeah, you know what I mean. But support roles are not always easy because a lot of people have the same capacity in their magazines because they play with high capacity magazines, but they have a lighter platform so can shoot the same amount of BBs. I'm not going to go into much detail about different games that we can play with different rifles and single shot games. I can go make a whole different video about that. But yeah, I'm sidetracking. Gustavus, welcome. And what rifle did you buy when you start playing Airsoft, and why? I just answered, so I don't know if you have mentioned it, but woodland fighting is a bit slower also, which is a bit safer for new players. Give them time to react and play safely. Yes and no. Yes and no. I agree that woodlands are slower. So that is indeed a slower pace to get the person familiar with the Airsoft game. The problem on woodland games, in my opinion, is that if you get shot or your friend gets shot, you don't really know what to do anymore. And if you got a good people or a good team that is supporting you as a new player, yes, totally agree, woodland is the way to go. CQB, it's much faster, what means that you can get out of the game, ask a few questions, get into the game again, run with the person. If he dies, you can even go with him to the safe zone and or respawn zone and ask him few more questions. On the woodland area, the fields are bigger, so people get lost more often. So in my opinion, yes, it's better if you have a good support. But in my opinion, if you play Airsoft and you ask any player on the field to help you as a new player, most of the time the people will help you anyway. So I don't think there is a better or a worse place to start playing Airsoft. Even CQB, woodland, speedsoft, or just target shooting. Yeah, you can. It all depends on what you want to play and what your play style is. If you agree with that, and if you don't agree, just put it in the comments, and we can keep talking about it. But I still need to know. Well, I don't need to if you don't want to tell me what your first rifle was and why you bought it. I think with the graph, I think I said it all. All the factors use. Yes, Gustavus, yours. We already did a few. We already got a few rifles that people had bought as their first rifle. So yeah, I'm really curious on what your rifle was. I'm just checking my playlist that I didn't, if I don't forget anything. All the factors used. Yep, did that. Also, if you go to a store to buy your first rifle, and you're just asking, I want a rifle. The person that is trying to sell you a rifle, he will talk with his own experience, and he will tell you what he thinks is good for him. You will also have to tell him what you want to do. And in most cases, as a new player, you have no idea what you want to do. Like in the old days, it was easy. Like you're gonna shoot people. But now it's getting a little bit more difficult. There are so many different ways of airsoft, so many different types that you can play. So it's not that easy anymore to just say, I'm gonna play airsoft, give me the best rifle to start playing airsoft. But you can have an all-around rifle, and then we're coming to that. Gustavus told us the first rifle that he bought, and hold on, I think I got a message somewhere. Nope, it's not here. Never mind. Let's go to here. Oh, that's my thing that I bought. Let's close that. It's still open in another tab. Where is my chat gone? Sorry about that. ICS M4. It was decent. Nice to get used to airsoft. And why did you buy it, Gustavus? Any specific reason? I think if you just say M4, I think it was the Riz or the Raz. I think that's about the age you started playing airsoft. And again, rifle. Do we have any people here that didn't buy a rifle when they started playing airsoft? I am okay. I expected some difference. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're gonna keep continue to ask the question to people and see if something changes. This is really interesting. Also interesting and important that if you start playing airsoft, that you have to adopt to the rifle that you're using. And that's why I wanted to go over the classes in the beginning of the video. You got different classes, and all those classes have different playstyles. And we already talked about the rifle that Michael is using, the LMG. You have to adopt a different playstyle. You will not get as many kills as you have as a rifleman, because you are a supportive role. And every type of rifle has its own pros and cons. Like, for example, if you just buy a rifle, that's something good for everything. So that's why this is a good start as a beginner player. SMGs, they are shorter, so they're better for CQB. So you can get really close to people. You get closer to people around corners. Sniper rifles, you're more in the back, supporting the team, or covered up by leaves and just waiting and doing recon stuff. Oh, there's a mosquito here. I missed it, and if somebody clipped it, that will think that I'm crazy. You got shotguns. That's a whole different playstyle, because you have less ammo, you have a longer reload time, you have a longer shot timer. Like it takes longer to get a second shot on target. You got pistols, those are faster, you can get around corners fast, and I got DMR, that is something in between rifle and sniper rifle. You can get the distance, but you are a little bit slower. But all those different platforms ask a different playstyle, so you have to adopt the playstyle of your rifle to be as effective as possible. Like, for example, if you want to play CQB, but you have a sniper rifle, it happens, you can do it, but it will be difficult. So I don't take that into account in this rifle. I just made this because this is usually to hit a target, not taking account the platform that you're using. After I made this graph, I made a conclusion on what rifle that fits this craft the best, and that is the standard rifle. And this is the platform, like I said, that you can use in most cases. You can use the rifle in CQB, you can use it in woodland, you can use it basically everywhere on quite some distances. So this is why I would suggest, if you get into airsoft and you want to find something and you want to do something and you don't really know what, just get a standard rifle, normal length, not too short, not too long, something in between. And that's why I'm really surprised that most of the rifles that we have seen now are in that category. So that's where I'm really surprised. Yeah, I forgot chat. Mine had the free float wrist and was already modded a bit. Anyway, I got it because I joined Milsim team and the requirement was M4. Okay. That's funny. That's a whole different story why people buy a platform. So yeah. Okay, perfect. I don't know what to say about it. It's a solid reason to get a platform. Tor will like the DMR will like Snake 1. I think Snake 1. Yep. And you have to start somewhere. And I understand that people want to get into that sniper role because of YouTube videos or video games or whatever. But airsoft sniping is not as it is in video games or as it is in the sniper videos. Sometimes it's hard work as a sniper. Sometimes you are laying on your belly for a really long time and nothing is really happening. But then you got some really good shots and that can make your day. But that's not for everybody. So that's why snipers are not the best pick to start playing airsoft with, in my opinion. Because it's hard work. And people get a little bit disappointed after they have seen all the videos or playing video games as a sniper, and they can get headshots from 1 kilometer away, and you can only shoot 80 meters with a sniper, or 100 in some cases, depending on the joule value that your country has. So yeah, people get disappointed and leave the sport. So instead of keeping them or make them disappointed in what they do, just get them in there and make sure that they can find the right role for them. And that's what I really like. What I really like about what Thor is saying. Like, he bought an M4 type rifle, and then he said he's exploring other horizons by he's more into the DMR stuff, like the longer shots, the little bit slower gameplay. So he's starting off in something in a big category, and he's specializing in somewhere else. And that's how, in my opinion, it should be. You should start in some random stuff, what is good for everything, and then you will find your way slowly by trying some stuff out. But to try that out, you need the right equipment. And if you have money, you can buy any rifle that you want. But in a lot of cases, people have money for one rifle to start off with, and then they can explore more horizons with that one. And Michael said, we all know shotguns are for crazy people, right, Rob? Yes, I like my shotguns, and that's why I know that it's not easy to play with a shotgun. It is fun. It is fun. And I have to say, playing with a shotgun as a shotgun is supposed to be used, not HPA tabbed, where the barrels are not spreading, or with an M4 thingy adapter underneath. Just basic bare shotgun, pump action, 9 shots, 8 shots, depending on the shell you're using. It's not easy to play with, but it's so satisfying, and I love it. Hold on, I need to drink a little bit. I have been talking for a while now. Give me a second. I want to play like a tune that the whole tune when you call to a big company. Hold on. Thank you. Hi, Yella. Welcome. Welcome to the club. And I want to ask you a question, Yella. What was your first rifle that you bought when you started getting into Airsoft? And why did you buy it? We're asking everybody that is coming into the chat what their first rifle was. And then we can see at the end, yeah, what the overall platform was for the people that join into this chat. Or a video or chat, both. And then John is saying, I completely rebuild every gun I get to maximize range and accuracy. I agree that you can do that, but for new players, that's not always easy. Oh, whew, I mean, I'm drinking sparkly water. Whew. Okay, that didn't end well. Whew, my food came a little bit back. We're talking about rebuilding guns. I agree that rebuilding a gun is really fun and it's a cool aspect of Airsoft. But the problem with new players rebuilding their rifle, if they only had one rifle, is that they get stuck with a broken rifle. And if then they want to go play Airsoft, they don't have a rifle. So that's why I advise people, just buy one that works and make sure that it keeps working. Don't change it too much. Just buy one rifle that you know, like this one is solid, this will work. And then you can buy a project. And if you want to upgrade, you have to learn. Upgrading rifles is not easy. There's a lot of variables going on inside an Airsoft rifle, but it's an amazing thing if you can do it. Like I can't do it. I can change the spring or can change whatever, but I don't know how to shim a rifle or a gearbox. I don't know what piston I have to put in. I know there are teeth on your thingy with the teeth on. But I don't know. I don't know. But a lot of people know a lot more of that than I do. So that's why it's really interesting if you have a person in your team that knows more about that and you want to get into it, don't do it with the rifle that is working. Please don't. Because then you will get really frustrated if you have to go to a game and your rifle is breaking down. Just make sure that you have a backup rifle if you start doing that. My opinion. My Thompson is more than competitive with any other out-of-the-box sniper rifle. And I must say, if it's the Tokimari one, I agree. I don't know about the SEMA one, but the Tokimari one, Tokimari has like fairy dust in their hop-up systems. If you open them up, the dust is gone. M14 is the same thing. They have an amazing range, and I just love shooting with them. Their accuracy is so great. The range is so great, even though the barrel is like so small. King Arms Thompson. I have never used one, so I have no idea. But they're fun to play with. Oops, that was loud. G&G CM16 SRXL, and I still haven't seen Lisa posting what she got for the first rifle. G&G. Wait, did we already get? No, it's something similar. But G&G has some variants, so that's really. But images. That's a nice one. I think it's a little bit the same as the Crytek. Like a little bit the same idea of rails. Yeah. It's key mod rail. Yeah, it's a little bit the same system. It's yeah. But again, it's a rifle. God damn it. Nobody Yellow. I'm trying to find like some structure in why on the Facebook groups that a lot of people are asking, like I want to get started in Airsoft and I want to buy a sniper rifle. What do I do? But yeah, or it might be that those just stand out and that more people are asking that question. Like, I want to start playing Airsoft. I don't know what, but it's the questions like, I want to start playing Airsoft and I want a sniper that are standing out for me when I scroll through Facebook. Hold on, I'm reading the chat. Incredible gun. My next gun is a TM next gen. Okay. That's a big upgrade. And why, yeah, why did you go for this platform? What was the reason that you bought this what was it, G&G rifle? Any specific reasons? Did you did some research? Was it with your team? Was it, we heard all range of answers, so I'm really curious on what your reason is to get this type of platform. Wouldn't it be fun to run a beginner gear again? All the cheap stuff and some nice, not too hot clothes. Good stuff. That's a really fun comment. And we can get way sidetracked with this one. But in a lot of cases, I agree. And I'm still not using the most expensive gear. I'm still using a lot of the same stuff that I was using in the beginning. Still using chest rig, but I upgraded to a belt. But in a lot of cases, and on most airsoft events, you don't need that much gear. So I'm a minimalistic guy gear-wise. I just use what is working for me, and I don't need all the extra weight. But playing as a, like, going to an event and just go as a rental kit. I want to do that. I want to do that. Just go to an event, say, I'm new here, give me a rental kit, and just enjoy the day as a, with the rental stuff. That would be fun. I think that would be fun. And see how we do. Just gear-wise, and come in with jeans and just a hoodie and just have fun. I got sidetracked a little bit. John is saying all I let Tessa have was a stick, but now she has an MP5, right? Why did she change from a stick to an MP5? I think the stick was in. If you go back to the graph that I pointed out, I think the stick is somewhere in this area, right? Maybe I have to put it here. Stick. Whoop. Stick. You made it really, really hard for her, man. Like, you gave her a stick. That's not how you treat new people in games. That's not how you treat them. The stick is more no moving parts that can break you midfield. Yeah, that's true. But you have to get really, really close to the person. Can't go wrong with Tokimari. That's true. Tokimari is a really good brand to start off with. It's an expensive one, but it's quality. And I can't say anything else about that. It's quality. It's great, and it is working in the hot zone. Like that, I can say it's working in this area. Tokimari is working in that area pretty good. So you can't go wrong with that. So went from a stick to a KWI T10 Ronin. But that's also, I think that we can look that up. It was that her first rifle that she got. And that's interesting to see that in different countries, different brands are popping up. And I like that. And I think it's also something like this. Good rifle to start off with. Totally agree with. Wait, my T10, but it's a long heavy AG, so I went with the MP5 for her, and I always, what did I do? And I always upgraded it. Yeah, the MP5 is shorter. That's for sure. Bart, thank you for joining in. Hopefully we see each other really soon on the next event. Have fun at work. The T10 is amazing. I have, my knowledge about KWA is really limited because we have them, but we don't have them that much, or I'm just going to different stores. Axel, hi. I don't have to ask what your first airsoft rifle was because you're building your own airsoft rifle, and I would advise people not to do that as your first rifle, but Axel is doing an amazing job on building a awesome rifle. Yeah, not the best way to get into airsoft, but it's cool. So I'm checking now because otherwise I can keep talking for hours and hours and hours about different rifles, and I don't mind that. I really enjoy doing this. Airsoft is a lot about social stuff and talking about different rifles. I love it, and yeah, I just love it. But I'm checking my schedule because I don't want to drag this out way too long. So the next part that I want to talk about is why the AEG is the best choice. And I already said that an AEG, okay, maybe we can talk about different propulsion systems. I don't know if that is the correct English term. The way your gun is being fired, is that the right thing to say? You have AEGs, you have HPA, spring operated CO2, that's gas. I think that's about it, right? Do we have something else? No, that's it, I think. Wait, up in the chat is my answer to your question. Up in the chat. Wait. Did I miss? Oh, wait. Oh, I missed chat. Systema is. Wait, where would you talk about Systema? Systema is pure Gucci stuff and habedingetje, as we say it, but it performs, but reliability is a hit or miss due to motor or electronics issues. Okay, I missed that comment. And Systema is, when I started playing Airsoft, Systema was like, this was the best you can get. And I think that was true at a certain point. The problem is that there are so many good platforms out there right now that Systema, like the things that they did back in the days, is a little bit obsolete in my opinion, and you can have better stuff now than, like, in the back in the days you don't have all the upgrade, you didn't have that all the knowledge. So Systema was really, really good, and I don't even know if they upgraded their stuff and they bring out new stuff, because I lost track of Systema. I know people use it because they have money and they wanna have a Systema, but I lost track on if they even upgraded or went with their time. Like a lot of brands, like Specna Arms, they put MOSFETs in it. They really upgrade their stuff, but I don't even know if Systema did something like that. Did they bring out new models? I don't know. Just if you know, inform me in the chat, because yeah, I got a little bit lost of words there. And Axel, yeah, who doesn't want to make a gun? I made my own launcher, so that was pretty fun to do, but it's not the best way to start off with, but it's fun to do. System of today is just a name and a huge price tag. Yep, I think that's what I said, but I don't really know because I didn't follow up. So that's why it's interesting to have people from different countries that have a different relationship with different brands. Like America is more KWA. I think UK also has some KWA, but here in Belgium, KWA is not that well known. We got a lot of TM, we got a lot of Specna Arms, G&G, a little bit of ICS, not that much even, because ICS always has the small portion of the market. But a lot of TM, Specna Arms, I think those are the G&G are the main brands that are circling in Belgium, and that's interesting to see what like in America it's KWA, VFC is also more known in the US, and a few other brands. So that's interesting. You never heard about Systema? Yeah, Systema was, like Yala said, it's Gucci stuff. And we have a few people that I know that play with Systema, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if they work, they are good stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to pick up on the chat. TM is awesome at the moment. It almost outperforms PDWs, PDWs. That's the Systema stuff. Who doesn't recall shock and reliability? That's true. The next gens, and they are cheaper than the system of things. You pay 2,000 more for an extra 5 meters in comparison to a TM. Yeah, indeed. Crytek is catching up in Europe, and that is true. In the beginning, I didn't know about Crytek at all, but now you can see them more and more. But I don't hear the best stuff about Crytek. Now we're talking for the new people that are joining in. We switched a bit from what type or the distance, what you have to ask to your airsoft store when you buy a new rifle, to a little bit. We're talking about brands a little bit because it's interesting, right? Different brands, different countries, and what they do in different countries. Maybe I have to do a poll about that, or make a list and see what people are using in what country, because I think that's really interesting to see what rifle is being used in what country, or what brands that people sell or buy in different countries. But you're totally right. Crytek is catching up in Europe. But sometimes I hear that they're not the greatest to work on. I have no experience with that. That's just what I hear. Yonggong. Oh, anyone heard about Yonggong? They really have upgraded their stuff. But Yingong, I think that's Yingong, right? Yingong Airsoft. Is it the brand? But to get back on track, if Systema released anything new, they invented in Gearbox. So they are more. They are now more in parts than they are in full systems. If I read that correctly. I opened up Yinghong, because back in the days I had one, or we had one with my previous team. I think we had MP5s, and those were not the best quality MP5s. They worked, but it was some copy of Tokyo Mari. Okay, which shell should I use to test the gun? Anything will do. Just anything, any shell will do. Hold on, I'm oh my god, we got a chat. Most of here in Norway is Tokyo Mario, VFC, and ICS, and VE. Oh my god, that was so hard. Which blah 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 blah. Yeah, all sizes are the same, Axel. Most here in Norway is Tokyo Mario. Fatima already read that. And we're talking about Yingyong again. It's a Chinese brand. Back in the day, they were either hit or miss. That's true. That's what I experienced the same. But today, they are way more consistent with the quality. Well, I have never seen one in the store. Never. And would I advise it to new people? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit like D-Boys a few years ago. D-Boys was outside was good. It was metal, but it was not the high quality metal. But on the inside, it was not the greatest, but it was good. It was like one of the first cheaper airsoft rifles to buy. And I think it was the same thing with Yinghong. They were well, hold on, I need to see how I have to say that word. Relatively, they were quite cheap, and that boomed airsoft a lot in with new players around the world. D-Boys, Sima, Yingyong, those were really cheap to get into airsoft. They were not the best quality, and I would not advise them to newer players because you get in trouble sometimes with the gearbox, or I have to sneeze. And sorry about that. Then you have to do some repair work on your rifle, and that might get you really frustrated if you're really new to airsoft. And then I would rather tell you to buy like Specna arms or what's hell, the G&G combat machine or the ICS, the lightweight series. Those are affordable but quality wise really good brands. Oh my god, yeah, thank you. Toothless, thank you. We got a little bit sidetracked. We're talking about different brands in Airsoft, but we're talking about Ying Yong. Has been a while since I heard that one. But Toothless, welcome to the party, and I want to know, well, if you want to answer me, what was your first rifle that you bought when you got into Airsoft, and why did you buy it? Axel, I'm gonna answer you first. The amount of rounds in the shell, it doesn't really matter. The system is the same. It's just shooting more BBs. And now my nose is a little bit stuck. Yalla, they are making that because of the motor issues they had. They want to make it as realistic possible since you don't have anything in the pistol grip. Oh yeah, that's the like the square thingy that you put in the gearbox, and your pistol grip is the same size. Yeah, I saw that, but that was really new, and I didn't really know what to think about it. It looked really interesting and innovative, and I really like that. If companies are innovating, and I didn't know that was Systemos. I just saw that it was coming out. Axel, it's just how many BBs you want to send to the other person. So yeah, I think hold on, I'm gonna check my schedule again. Why isn't AG the best choice? We already said that. All around to test or what type you like. So that's the thing that I said. If you want to test out, because if you got more things to say in the chat, just go ahead. I will pick in on the chat when I will usually I will get distracted by it and I will get into it like right away instead of finishing my sentence. And all around, like I said, the AEG. Oh yeah, right. We were talking about the different propulsion systems for rifles and why it's best to get into batteries instead of anything else. And we were talking about, you got HPA, you got AEG, you got spring. I forgot my thumb to count on. And you got HPA, CO2, or GBBR. And in my opinion, it's it's easier. I will not say that word anymore. It's easier to start with an AEG because it's simple and it works. GBBR, it's not easy. You have to maintain it. You have to do maintenance on it. The magazines are more expensive. You have to. There are not as many BBs in the magazine, so you have to buy more. So it's more expensive. So I would not advise it to new players. HPA. It's also quite expensive to get into HPA. You got the hose, you got to have gear to put your hose in your tank in the backpack. So HPA is also not the best platform, in my opinion, to start normal airsoft. If you want to start playing like Speedsoft, then HPA might be a possibility because we don't, in Speedsoft, they don't resemble the guns like the real guns types. They have the pistol stocks with the bottles on their guns, so that's an option that you can think of, but it's still expensive. Then you got the spring powered ones, and the ones that are spring powered are, you got the Carnival Shooters. Those are really fun if you want to have a fun game with friends, but they don't they appear in where is my graph, like this is the Carnival Shooter range up to 10 meters maybe. Like this is the up to 10 meters. That's the Carnival Shooter range. It's fun. It's not reliable. It's not the best. Mostly they don't have any hop-ups. The other springs are shotguns, and shotguns are hard work, as we already explained. And then we got the sniper rifles. And those, then we are in this category. This is the sniper rifle category, and then you got all the different things that make it harder to shoot a target. And yes, you got the M4 type M4 spring rifle thingies, but I would just not advise them because you are really frustrated if people are shooting you fully automatic and you just have to cock it every time while you want to shoot. So I don't want to, as a beginner, don't go into spring. What else? CO2. It's good for pistols. There are some rifles that shoot on CO2, but they might have problems with the mags. Sometimes you have to release the whole mag and you will lose your cartridge every time. So it's a little bit of not easy working with that system because it's always a hassle. But if it's working really well. I wouldn't advise it as a beginner. I think that's all the system that we have, right? Did I forget something? Nope, 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 nope. Nope, I did not. So that's why AEG is really simple. You just have a gearbox, you put your battery, you just charge your battery. There's a nice video on my channel to show you how to charge your battery. And you just plug it in and you go. That's why batteries are really easy to use. And that's why they are the most common source of propulsion system in your rifle. But if you don't agree, let me know. Okay, I managed to not read the chat. Sorry for keep you waiting. I know you expect me to follow up on the chat like if I'm talking. But now I will get to the chat a little bit. And I already read the last one, but I have to get to the first one first. RS is replicating that to EFCS or something. Like, Yala, are you talking about the motor? I can look it up. Hold on. We don't need Yin Young anymore. EFCS motor Airsoft. RS EFCS gearbox. Yeah, that's something like the system I want. Started to tease their new gearbox system, and this one is very interesting. Not much detail, but I agree why they do it. Like if they can put the motor inside of the gearbox, you don't need that much gears, and especially with all the electronics in there, you don't need all the things that turn around anymore to count your shots and go from semi to auto. If you have something MOSFET inside of that, you can just like change everything with your MOSFET or your electronics. History. I think I'm still using this, to be honest. I'm in the history part. But I agree that innovation is awesome, and I have no idea where we will be in 10 years of Airsoft. But this is a cool system because, like people say, you have a normal pistol grip. And there are systems, the motor is in the pistol grip, so that makes the pistol grip more wider than in the normal real steel rifle. And people want to go to that real steel thing. Resemble it as much as possible. That's why we call the replicas. I have no idea how you have to open this up. I really don't know. I don't even know if it's out already, but it's interesting. I don't even know where the piston goes, or I have no idea. Those are the two body pins, so it should be here, I think. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's interesting. Good information. Gustav, sorry for interrupting again, but I just checked. Ying Yong apparently recently released SIG 551. They did. SIG 551 SWAT GP. No, I know ICS has them. Are you sure? Hold on, I'm checking. SIG. I don't see it yet. Is it Ying Yong? Aha! We got Toothless giving us his first rifle, and I'm way too late with that, so sorry about that, Toothless. G&G. I already know what type it is. Combat Machine, and as I said, Combat Machine is a really good one. It's a simple, good rifle. It works. It's perfect to start off playing airsoft with. It's simple. You can go any direction with that. And he got advice from an airsoft shop, simple gun Mk2, so everyone and their grandmother has one, easy to repair, and in hindsight, those guns almost never break. Totally agree. And I even the repair stuff, I didn't even mention that. Well, we did mention that a little bit while we were talking about the durability of a rifle. So the cheaper ones, they might break easily, so that you get more frustrated about your rifle breaking down. So if you go to the more expensive brands, except of Systema, because that one is always breaking down, your gun is going to function longer, so you get frustrated less. So that's also a factor that is important to conclude or include to when you have to buy a rifle. But in my opinion, it's not. I went for the experience with the distance, not the experience if your gun is breaking down. I didn't even think about that. That's really interesting. And affordable. Yes, it's affordable. I think it's all polymer, right? The combat machines are polymer, but they are great. And if it starts, ask me which gun to get. It's simple, a G&G combat machine. Yes. And I will give you my advice for the first rifle to buy. I will give you that in a second. You also have the hybrids, HPA with CO2 stock. Yes, and I think I was going to say one of my team is building one, and then I saw it was you that answered that. Michael has or is building or he has built it, I think. The stock has the HPA CO2 in the stock, and then it's not something that I would recommend to people because it's a slow platform and you don't get that much shots out of a capsule. So it's more like a DMR type. You have to count a little bit on what you're doing. You have to count your shots a bit, so you know how much shots you already did. So your capsule is not empty if you engage people. So you have to think about your capsule and your magazine if you want to go into an engagement. Yella, it has a cylinder system like Systema. I don't know how the cylinder system works in the Systema, so I will have to look that up. Gustavus, according to the store, I often check. Okay, keep me up to date about that, because SIGs are something that you don't see that often. So yeah, I'm really interested in seeing some new SIGs on the market. Are 40mm shells with a big bolt painful? Yes, they are. And that's actually, Axel, you're bringing a really good point. I didn't mention the 40mm grenade launchers, but I don't agree. But I really don't. Would say if a new person buy a grenade launcher to start playing airsoft with, it's awesome to play with a grenade launcher. I love it. Would I tell a new person to start playing airsoft with a grenade launcher? Hell no. It's fun. Sure it is. And Michael, it's finished, and you got 100 shots, give or take. So perfect for DMR. Like I said, it's slow. You don't shoot like 100 shots goes really fast if you have an AEG. But DMR, you have some time to take those shots. Axel, Texan rounds are, but normal BB shells aren't. Well, it depends on. Nah, it's not as attack. It's not as attack. It doesn't really hurt. It's more like a cloud of BBs that is being shot your way. And I was going to show you the rifle that I would recommend. And yes, it's an ICS. Why? Because I have been testing it, the hell of it, and I just love it. Like if somebody asked me what rifle to get, and they have a little bit talking hard, they have a little bit of money to spend, I would suggest them to buy the ICS UK1 Captain. And it's this one, and I really love mine. I started playing with, I used this one from a friend in the team, and immediately I fell in love with it because of his compact size, but with an awesome range. It has a small EBB, but that's not something to talk about. But one of the cool things is that's just a personal opinion, is that the front side is integrated in the rail, and that's just like a little thing. Also, the gearbox is really easy to work on because it's a split gearbox. You can easily swap up springs, and you can work on the lower gear set without having the tension on it. It's good for CQB and it's good for outdoor because of the amazing range that it has. It's a full metal one, and the price is around 350 euros. So it's a little bit more expensive than, say, a Specna Arms. But this is, for me, this is one of the best all-around rifles that I have ever used for my own experience. I haven't used Specna Arms a lot, but if you want a good, sturdy, stable... Oh, look, it's me. It's me. If you want to have a good, sturdy rifle that can take a lot of beating, this is one that I would recommend to new players. But as I said, they are a little bit more expensive, but I just love it. I just love that gun. So this is my recommendation. If you want to start playing Airsoft, this is it. And if you don't have that much money, go to Specna Arms or Combat Machine of G&G or Specna Arms, yeah. I choose it because it is silent, which is perfect for DMR. Yes, Michael, that is, you have a point there. It's really quiet. Looks like ICS little brother. Yeah, the 16S is the little brother of the 16L. That is a really big and hefty rifle. I would not recommend that ICS rifle to any beginner airsofter. CXP, I think it is. CXP. I would not recommend that one to a beginner airsofter because it is an amazing rifle. Don't get me wrong. The pricing, not bad, but it's heavy. This one is so heavy, front heavy. Like the weight is all up at the front. It's a good platform if you want to build a DMR type of thingy, even though it's 5.56. 5.56 type. We're still shooting 6mm BBs, but the type is a 5.56. But because of the hefty rail, it's a really heavy rifle. So that's one of the reasons why I would not recommend it. But why it looks cool with the drum mag. I don't know why, but that one looks cool with the drum mag. And this is one of the rifles where I would allow that you have a drum mag, because yeah. What else? Axe Daggins are fun as hell, but most of the time banned. Yeah, that's true. Todd is telling me the ICS CXP 16S. Now we're just talking about different rifles. No, I don't mind. And this is indeed the smaller brother, but I don't think that this one is split gearbox. I think this was one of the older ICS models. Don't get me, I might be wrong, but this is one of the older ICS models, and it doesn't have a split gearbox. Well, the longer version, the 16L, has a split gearbox. And in my opinion, that is, if you go ICS, you need that split gearbox. And grenade launchers are much more fun to make, and that is also true. Hold on, I'm checking my Discord if somebody asked me something, and nope. So we're still on track. Yes, and I finished everything that I wanted to say about the video that I made. So yeah, I told you everything that I wanted to say. What else? I'm doing too many things. John, I'm going to get a Specna. I like the E11HT. And while we're just looking at rifles and having fun with rifles, let's get into it. Specna Arms. That's Lisa's business. Well, not business, but she has the E21 that she loves, and she got the V65 that she also really likes. That's the longer one, the E21. That's the brown small thingy. She really likes that one. HT. Let's check about that. And I think Urant has the same one. And I think even Lisa has one. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a cheap one. Let me check how much it is in France. 219 euros. So yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to search for a shell with less than 30 rounds, and I suddenly see, yeah, there are 120 rounds ones, and I those are amazing to use. Axel. Now 150 rounds. Yes. Like I said, Spectre Arms has really good beginner rifles. They're just good if you want to get into airsoft. Yeah, nothing. I can't say anything bad about it. But I think Lisa has one of those, but I'm not sure, and I don't even know if she's still here. But if you're still here, woman, is that one of your rifles that you have? And then she can let you know if she likes. But I think she has one. I don't know, with the 9mm magazines. There's an adapter thingy that you can put in there. Then it uses 9mm magazines. I don't like it, but she does. And then we got to talk about another one, Urgi 11.5. Hey there, Tom. We I kind of just said that I'm finished with the video, and now we're talking about different rifles because you said hi. I talked about, I asked everybody that came into the chat, what is your first rifle that you bought and why did you buy it? And we got to we can do that conclusion in a second. And Tom I think Tom likes more than just TMs. But yeah, and if you don't know Tom, go to AATV. He has an awesome YouTube channel where he talks about a lot of cool airsoft related stuff. It's really nice to follow his channel. So if you don't do that, just go check him out. Really cool and interesting videos. So we're talking about the Tokyo Maru Urgi 11.5. And I don't know what's special about it. Is it the new next gen, or is it, I don't know what's really just fill me in. I'm not going to read everything, just fill me in why you think Yala, it's amazing. Is it because of the looks or because of the inside of it? Yala, I'm getting an ICS greaser and I can show you that. John, I totally agree with that. Just a shorter version of the previous Urgi. Oh, okay. Because I don't know that one. Is it Urgi because of the rail, or is it Urgi because of, I don't know. I don't know why it's called Urgi. It looks like an M4 to me. Sorry, I'm old school in that. Just an AG, not one of. Oh, it's just an AEG, not of the next. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, mostly if people buy the new Tokyo Marus, most of them buy the next gens because of the blowback system. But I don't really like to take them apart. I tried to take them apart a few times, and they are a bitch to get back together. Grease gun. And this is one of the rifles that if I get my hands on it, I'm gonna buy one or get one, depending on what ICS is going to do. But I played with this, and this is amazing to play with. This is so basic, but it works, and I love it. And I'm gonna put the big silencer on top. Silencer, is that right? I'm gonna make it like this. That's how I want it. This is how I want it. It's going to be long, but yeah, this is how I want to make it. Or this. Nah, with the letter. Yes, this. Just found out BBs aren't expensive. No, BBs are not that expensive, depending on what brand that you're going for, but mostly BBs are not that expensive. Upper Reviver Group. Okay, Tom. And Urgi. Okay, now I want to know, but it looks like something Delta 4C. What is Urgi? For those not familiar, Urgi stands for Upper Receiver Group Improved. But yes, what does it mean? An Urgi is an AR-15 complete upper assembly available through Guidel Automatics, and it's also the latest evolution of the M4. The Urgi upper resulted from, oh my god, all their acronyms. I don't know, EU SOC, contract. So it's basically the new M4, right? But it's a cool M4. If I look at the picture with all the bling bling and the tan and the, it's a cool M4. There we go. I knew it must have been like a special group in the USA that have used it. Yeah, not saying anything bad about it. I just, everybody has his favorite rifle, and yeah. Oh my god, I missed a bit of the chat. Did I clear the chat? I don't know. Sad that TM doesn't make a MCX. Got almond. I must say, I'm not going to drag it out too long, but talking about rifles is really interesting because I don't look at that many different types. MCX rifle? What is it? What is it? What the fuck? Oh, the SIG. That is weird. And it reminded me of one of the first rifles that we talked about, the Beretta that somebody bought. I forgot the name. Who was it? Who was it that bought the Beretta? Hugh bought the Beretta. That was really interesting because I have never seen that rifle. So now we're getting a little bit in the same direction, but the big like high rail at the front. The stock is mounted with pick rail. What? Interesting. It was an upgrade program for the US Special Forces, not been widely adopted beyond that as it's had some strength issues. Oh, okay. That's the thing that I like about Airsoft. You can learn a lot about the real steel rifles and just have fun with the Airsoft version. Thor. Oh, that's a special one. You can change fast perspective. Oh. Ooh. When I was younger, I had a book with all different rifles, and they all said their special strengths and weaknesses. But there are so many different rifles out there. How can people like keep track? Like, for a lot of people, an M4 is an M4, and I'm basically the same. A lot of M4 types are the same, but some have different strengths and weaknesses. I'm gonna ASG Ashbury. Okay, Ashbury. APO A3338 LM. Oh, yeah. That's a big rifle. Hold on. So you can change it fast for special missions for face shield helmets and such. Yeah, I think I have seen like a drop stock that can go down completely if you want to use face shield helmets. Oh my god, it's going to be really hard to keep talking. CAG 416 looks cool, but it doesn't like the feel of a gun. Okay, we're gonna do. We're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna go to the conclusion of the different rifles that we had in the stream today. Airsoft. What the heck? No, wait. Are switching soon. They have trials, but it doesn't like the feel of the gun. But I don't like the feel of the gun personally. But what's different? It looks the same. It looks the same. What? It what? Tell me what's the difference between this and the Urgi. I think it's a different caliber, right? 416. Because I'm not the biggest gun nut. I know there are different types, but I don't know every 416 rifle. That's the that's the type of rifle round that it's shooting. Okay, so it's shooting a different cartridge. Piston driven rather than direct impingement. I have to talk to you in private about that. I have no idea what you're talking about. I feel so bad now. 416 is 556. So why aren't they just calling it 556? Why aren't they calling it 417 or 41? They're making it just weird. I know there are some. It's weird to describe. Actually, 416 is so thick compared to an Urgir. Okay. I everybody has his own opinion and has his own feel on how big he wants it. Not in a sexual way. 41. Oh, but wait a minute. The KH416 is a 556, but it's HK and not an M4. Okay, so it's the same bullet, but it's a different manufacturer, or it's a longer cartridge, but the thickness is the same. Oh my god, we're getting some really deep bullet thingies here. 416. And why is it called 416? Like it's no measurement, right? Because 416 is a lot. Like 762 is bigger than just one difference on the 416 and the 417. So that's just the name of the. Just a name. Yes, Tom, please do. And I know you already had a video about the different ammo types, but I really have to look at it again because I watched it and I think I forgot some things. But we're not going into too much detail about all the gun types. Maybe we have to do some stream together, Tom, and you can make fun of me because I don't know anything about all the gun types. And I know we got BBs that are 6mm, and they have them in 0.12 grams, and they have them in up to 0.50 and something grams. So that's where my my knowledge about the ammo that we use stops. The KG 416 is my 416 at least I used in Hensies. Michael, it just looked like an M4 for me. So sorry. I agree it's a 556, but it's an HK. Okay, it's called 416 as Colt sued HK when they called it an HK. Oh, okay. Suing, yes. Okay. I get it. And 416 is popular amongst airsoft LARPers because of SEAL Team. I knew there must have been a link to something Delta Force, SEAL Team, Bravo 6, whatever. Otherwise, airsofters wouldn't buy it because it's all about the looks for us. HK, there are so many types that are the same that I can keep them apart. Like I know 556 and 762. I will keep it with that, and you can just keep the similarities and just say this is this and this is that. Okay, but before we keep talking about all the different ammo types, that I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy doing it, I don't think I'm going to do a stream about it because this is an airsoft channel. I don't want to talk about ammo types because we are all having fun with guns, and it's interesting to share that knowledge. But it's not going to be a video that I'm going to make about the ammo types. But Tom might make a video about that. So like I said, go check out his channel, and he might make a new video about different rifle types or caliber types or whatever that it's called. Shells, caliber, gun thingy that you shoot. Bullets, that was the word I was looking for. But in the beginning, we started off this live stream with asking everybody that was coming in the stream what rifle that he bought, and I saw that I didn't have mine anymore. And 6 Black Eagle Swiss Arms. Was it Swiss Arms? Yes. Yes. This one. So I started off the stream with asking people what rifle that they bought and why they bought it. And it was really interesting to see that even though on the social media platforms, we can hear a lot of people asking for sniper rifles and these Desert Eagles. I think that's something Counter-Strikey, that people want a sniper rifle and a Desert Eagle. But from all the people that are here, oh, we are talking about real ammo. Yes, Axel, we're talking about real ammo right now. We stopped talking about Airsoft a few minutes ago, and then we went to real stuff, because it's a comparison that people like to make, and that they want to make their kids on the impression of the rifles that are used, on the impression that they are doing, if that made any sense. So that's why they compare the real stuff to what they're using, and people get into some more detail about the things that they want to reenact or play. I bought a G36C as my first team used Flecktarn as camo, and the German is used. That's true. Okay, I'm gonna add it to the list. G36. What was the brand? Because there were not that many brands that made G36. I think Tokimari had them. ICS has not G36, but something that looks like these G36. Ying Yong had G36. Original TM. Damn. So, with all those rifles, we can make a conclusion that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's perfect. That 90% of the people that start playing Airsoft, not taking into account how many years that we have been playing. Like I know there have been people playing for years and years, and I know that there are more newer guys here. So this is a good list of people, not depending on how long they have been playing. So we can say that 90% of all the people that start playing Airsoft buy a normal AEG rifle and run with it. There's only one dude that bought a sniper rifle. That's me. So yeah, I didn't expect that. Going to build as AK. Oh yeah, that's also interesting. We didn't see any AKs. No AKs at all. So I don't know why. Do people like M4s are people just get an M4 type, or like Tom, that it was a little bit of a choice that came with the camouflage because it was German and the Germans had the G36 at that time. Yeah, it's interesting. And with that, I think we can conclude this video. Yeah. I'm gonna put the background down, or I can put myself into stream intermission. There we go. Yeah, that was really interesting. I expected. I went out of focus a bit. Sorry about that. That was really interesting. Huh. I don't know what you guys expected, but yeah, Michael, almost everyone bought an M4 or M4 type or something 5.56. Huh. To answer your question, Axel, AEG is easier. I'm not going to say it's superior. It's easier platform to start off with. So I agree that, and as you can see, 90% of the people that started playing Airsoft bought an AEG because it's the most widely spread platform. And I don't think it's going to change really soon. If you go to Speedsoft, then the most platform there is used is HPA, or if you start doing it, then maybe AEG like a ARP9 or something. But yeah, huh. I didn't expect that. That's a fun, yeah, fun surprise. Not even anything special. Just yeah, yeah, just accept me. Yeah, and to make it even worse, the second one was an AEG, but that was an MP5, so it's also not an M4 type. Okay, but then I bought an M16. After that, I bought an M16, and I still have it. But yeah, I think we can conclude the stream for today. If there are any more questions, go ahead and ask them. I can do some 5-minute Q&A. But before I stop, I'm gonna link the Discord once more, because people joined in and they might have questions about anything that we talked about. Don't hesitate to get into the Discord and talk about, just ask a question there, because we have a channel specifically. Oh, I did something wrong. We have a channel specifically for every live stream that we do. Hold on, I'm just getting the link. Create new link, copy. So there is a channel starting with Airsoft under live stream open Discords, where you can just ask your question. So this is the Discord where you can all join in. Lol, imagine not starting with an M4. Yes, I didn't start with an M4. Wait, I think my third rifle was not an M16. I think my third rifle was a shotgun. Okay, don't take example of me. I'm weird. And with this, I'm going to conclude the stream, and I want to thank everybody for participating. I really had an amazing time, and I didn't really know what to expect from this stream, because the interaction was needed to see what was going on. Yeah, I want to wish you a very good evening, and I want to thank you again for everybody that participated before the video, after the video, and during the video. I had an amazing time. I hope you learned some stuff, and it was interesting to follow everything that other people said. And thank you also for listening to other people, because that's really important. And yeah, thank you very much. And with this, have a good evening, and I'll see you on Monday for a new gameplay video. Bye guys, and have a good evening. I hope you liked the LARP part. Look at me, being confused when I'm putting off the stream. I hope you liked the LARP part. Now I'm just waiting for Yala to respond, but I know there is a delay, so I have to drag it on. Let's go, gameplay. LARP part. Oh, the geeky. I always like the geeky shit. Perfect. Bye, guys.